In this video I'm going to show how I'm organizing my Tim Holtz Distress Paints and alcohol inks. I got these sheets from RangerInk.com. You can print out one sheet for each product. So I have paint, alcohol inks, and distress stain. And they also have another sheet you can print out that shows all of the colors, and they are circles, and you can punch them out with a circle punch, but I don't have the right size, so I just cut them out. And I've done 3 sets of those. And what these are for is you take your dauber and you glue this on the cap, so when you're looking down in your box you can see your little paper there telling you what color it is, instead of having to guess or take it out and read it. And then what I do here is I will take this and apply it on the paper in the correct location for the correct product, and then I can see what that actually looks like on white paper. And then they also have one for the sprays, but I don't have very many of those, so I'm not going to bother with that, because I only have, I think, 3 of these, and the rest are the dilutions, so not that big of a deal. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I will show you after I've gotten one set finished. Okay, as you see here, I finished up coloring them. I've got the caps labels on, and I've put them on the paper. And I've labeled the leftovers with what type it is, so I can use the correct bag and when I buy more. These ones are the Adirondack kind, so I need to go back to the website and see if they have a printout for that specific color set. Alright, I am going to go on and do my stains, and then we're going to do something a little different for the alcohol inks. So I'll see you in a few. Hello again. I left off with saying I was going to do the stain. So here's that sheet. I only have a few colors, and the circles that go with them, of course. And here they are with their little labels on their caps. And then I went on and did the alcohol inks. I just opened up the bottle and, quickly dabbed it to the page, and it spread out in a nice way so you could see what the colors look like. Most of these have their name on the bottle, but every now and then there's one that doesn't, like this one. So I just added a sticker that said what color it was. And then I went to the Ranger site and looked at all of the color charts they had available, and I did find the Dabber one, so I'll do that one. And they have the color wash spray and the dilution sprays, and I also have some stickles, so I printed that one out. This one's got a little squiggly line that you can trace over with your stickle, and same with the liquid pearls, and they also have the squiggly line. And they did not have one for the distress embossing powders, but the distress glitter chart was the same set of colors, so I am going to use that for my distress powders. I don't think they sell them anymore. So when I get done with all those, I'll come back and show you how everything looks. Right. See you soon. Okay, so now I'm at the part where I'm doing the embossing powders, and I ran into a little problem. I was going to use this and just write something different, because I can't find one of these sheets for the embossed powders. But as I took the colors and put them on the squares to see which ones I needed, half of them aren't on this list. So somewhere along the way they changed up their embossing powders from the names to something what they do now. So I went hunting and I found this. This is all the correct colors, but of course they're already colored. So I went and took this particular file into Windows Paint and deleted out the circles and added a few lines, and I came up with this. So now I'm going to take each of the different colors and apply them in the spaces and use my heat gun, and I'll be back after that. I am back once again with my finished sheets for my inventory on my Ranger products. I'm just going to show you a quick flip through these. So there's Distress ink. Now, and I have one comment to share when we get to the stickles. So, Distress ink, Distress stain. I just started getting some of these, so I obviously have a lot of blank spots to fill in. Distress paint. All of these charts are available on rangerink.com, but I'll put the link in my description directly to the inventory type printouts. Adirondack Dauber paints, Adirondack alcohol inks, Adirondack color wash, Dylusions inks. I did use white as well because I have it, but obviously it's not going to show up. Liquid pearls. Those are fun seeing them shimmering on the page. Alright, now to the stickles issue. I found out that there are actually two types of stickles. We have stickles, and then we have distress stickles. And they have their own charts for the colors. So I had to print out two to cover all the, 9 stickles I have? 10, whatever it is. And another thing I noticed is that the regular stickles have this small little, let's see how you're going to see that. I got something dark. Here. They have the small applicator hole, but the distress stickles have a considerably larger hole. So this one squirts out nice and thin, except for here where it decided to get away from me. It had an air bubble in it, spurted out. But when I was doing the distress stickles, I kept getting this giant fat line. So this is a small opening, and then this is the bigger opening. See? So I actually prefer the smaller opening because it allows you to get more detailed line work out of it. So I'm not sure if they've stopped using the smaller opening, but I hope they go back to it if they have. So anyway, there's my stickles. There's my distressed stickles. And then this is my custom made chart because I didn't have one. And this is for the embossing powders. And I actually had to go hunt down a video about these on Ranger's YouTube, which I'll link that in the description area if you are interested in seeing it. But with a normal embossing powder, you run your heat gun over it until it, goes glossy. Well, these are a matte finish, and so they're not actually going to ever look like they're done. He said on some of the colors you will notice a color change. They'll become lighter. I did notice on a couple of them, I don't know if you can tell on this one here, it did start to go a little shiny. And same with on the dried marigold here. You just maybe barely see how it, but for the most part they stayed rough and matte finished, and they feel like sandpaper. And another thing I learned is you're supposed to shake up the container because there's special particles in there that will never adhere to your paper, so that when you're finished doing your heat tool portion, you're supposed to wipe away the parts that did not stick, and then that gives you the distressed look. So that's why it's called a distressed embossing, because it's going to look, patchy That's that for those. I think I'm going to either put these in some sleeves or even a punch holes in them, maybe put them in a notebook. But I also have a composition book started where I've been putting my lists of products. Let me show you one of my pages real quick. I'm going to show the rest of these in another video. But like for here, this is my Faber-Castell big brush pens. So I wrote down their actual name and their item number and then done a sampling of their color. But I do have a bunch of Spectrum Noirs and I used their color chart and I just pinned it in like this. So I think what I'd like to do is just put the rest of these in this book for my supply list. And that way I don't have to worry about making another thing that's sitting around. So hope this helped give you an idea of something you can do with your colors if you have these ones. And if you like it, thumbs up, tell your friends, have them subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.